Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, I want to talk about, is America the best country in the world? Now personally, I don't know if America is the best country in the world because I think that that's just opinion. Because if I live in a different country, let's say I live in Japan, I might think Japan is the best country in the world. If I live in China, I might think that China is the best country in the world. So instead of talking about is America the best country in the world, I want to talk about is America a good country to live in general. And to answer that pretty simply, yes, I think America is a really good country to live in. And I'm going to be giving a couple points here and there, not too many. But the first point I want to bring up is the school system. Now, a lot of people think that the American school system is bullshit. They teach you things that you don't really necessarily need to know, which I agree with that. But realistically, the school system is pretty simple. You have, your middle school, you go to high school, and then from high school you go to college, then you learn what you want to do in life, you get a degree, and then you go to work. Pretty simple, right? And a lot of people will say, well, the school system is just for you to get debt. It's just for you to spend all this money to college, in which I really disagree with. And the reason why I disagree with that is because you choose whether or not you get a free education or not. You choose how much money you want to spend on school. And what I mean by that is, if you know that, college is so much money, why don't you just get good grades so that you can get a scholarship? Because even me, I have a scholarship, and it's not even a full scholarship, and this is where I'm going to get to in a little bit. The government also offers you money to pay off your college, which this is why I'm going to college for free, because I have a partial scholarship, and the government is giving me money. Altogether, that covers my whole tuition for college for the whole 6 years that I'm going to be there. So in my opinion, college is not expensive if you just get decent grades. It doesn't even have to be like really good grades. I have A's and B's, and that is pretty hard to get, but not really. All you gotta do is do your homework, study for tests, and you should be okay. Now, I understand there are some people who can't do that, and maybe school is not for them. They have to figure something out. But if school is for you, then you should really be focused on getting good grades so you don't have to pay this tremendous amount of money for school. So my personal opinion, you choose whether or not, you want to get good grades or not. In some countries like South Korea, the minute you hit like high school or middle school or whatever, you literally have to go to school at like 10 a.m. and you get out like at 12 p.m. That's insane. And the work they have to do is insane as well. This is why the Asian school system, they're smarter than people in America because of their hard and long hours they spend in school, and we complain about the homework we get, which is nothing compared to them. Every time I have a foreigner come to my school, they always talk about how easy it is and how in their country they'll be far ahead in math and English, or not English, but their language and all that other stuff. And we complain about the simplest stuff. So, in my opinion, man, school here in America is not that difficult. Now, let's talk about jobs. Listen, I don't understand how people in America could be jobless unless you're a foreigner with no green card or paperwork. But if you were born here or you have paperwork, it shouldn't be that hard for you to get a job. You might not get a very high paying job, but at least there is a job. And I'm Haitian, so this is where I can compare a country. I'm not going to compare Africa or a country that I have never been in and say, hey, look, Africa is poor, so compared to, America, Africa ain't shit. But I'm going to compare it to Haiti. In Haiti, there really isn't that much jobs. And again, I'm Haitian, so I know this. And in order to get a job, you either have to know somebody, or your dad has to own the job, or if you're a girl, you might even have to have sex with somebody to get a job. So my point is, it's very easy to get a job in America. You have apps out there that will help you find the nearest job near you. In Haiti, you can finish college. You can have 5 degrees. Literally, you can have like 4 degrees, and you still won't be able to find a job unless you know somebody due to the lack of jobs. So in terms of jobs, I would give America a 10 out of 10 most of the time. you will be able to find a job, especially if it's in your career, like especially if you have a degree and what you're looking for. You might have to move to a different location, but at least there are jobs out there. And in terms of staple jobs like Uber and stuff like that, there are plenty of those out there. You have people talking about how they make like $1,000 off of Uber alone. You think people in Haiti would not love to have that? So, yeah, man, like in terms of jobs, America is a perfect country to live in. Now, let's talk about, the housing system. Now, I don't know too much about buying a house and selling a house. I'm only like 18 years old. I don't know too much about that. But honestly, compared to some countries, I feel like it's okay. I don't think it's the best, especially the way they try to get you in debt for the rest of your life. Well, not the rest of your life, but like for, 20 years or whatever. So I won't talk about this for too long because I know it's I don't know too much about it, so I really can't cover this topic as much. But all I know is you should be focused on getting good credit so you don't have to pay that much on installment plans such as housing and buying a car. So in terms of housing, America does give you a chance to at least pay the bare minimum by actually getting good credit. So you should be working on getting good credit before anything else. And, in terms of housing, I will say America is pretty good because in some countries, you literally can't even own a house. I was doing some research, and in China, right, if the government wants to take your house away, like let's say you pay the house off, and I think it's very hard to pay a house off in general in China, but let's say, you buy a house, the government for any reason, and same in the US, but realistically, that doesn't happen all the time. In China, the government can say, hey, listen, man, we need this house because we're doing something in this area, and they can bullshit you and take your house away, and they would give you little compensation. If I'm wrong, please correct me. I don't want to offend anybody. I haven't done that much research on it, but I think that's the case. So I've already covered the school system, jobs, I will say, in general, America is a pretty good country to live in. In terms of, I want to talk about freedom. And this is a very big thing, and this is probably my last point. Freedom. In America, there are many laws, okay? And some laws